on the previous episode of Talk That Talk.
So that question, I hate to ask you a question with a question, but what bar are we really trying to make?
That's a good question. I will add to that. You have to figure out how to balance professionalism versus what is Black culture, and that's family. So when you are being strictly professional, there is no personal relationships. I have been in a supervisory role for over 10 years now. My staff have a relationship with policies, right? But in that HBCU culture, because we're family, it's hard for you to be as cutthroat as the professional world is, right? And so in other cultures, as you're saying, Julian, you either make the bar or you don't. You're out of school. In HBCU culture, I'm going to see you graduate. I'm going to get you through. I got band directors that used to let kids live at their house. You know this, Julian. Used to let them move into their own personal homes. So it's hard to have that level of accountability that you speak of as far as meeting the musicianship bar. The other side of that is being able to create a competitive environment. Because really the bar of the other schools is the other kids. If I come in as a freshman and I'm in the top 10% of my section playing wise, it's kind of hard for you to push me. If I come in as a freshman and my applied teacher tells me to play a minor scale and I play all three versions of that minor scale, he says, oh no, freshmen only play the natural version. You think I'm going to the practice room after that? I'm already 2 years ahead of your syllabus. As opposed to saying, see, but I'm glad you can do that. Let's move on to something else. Let's talk about these modes. Let's do, that's not what I got. What I got was, oh no, you're a freshman. You just played the natural version. Well, I've been playing all three versions since the 10th grade. My band director in high school happened to be obsessed with scales. Thank the Lord. So it's kind of hard to say. I 100% agree with Quan. We are producing amazing individuals. As I just said, band has taught people so much about life and allowed us to grow as individuals so much. We have not been able to successfully create that environment of competition. The standard is set by a couple of different things. Band directors got a lot of pressure on them to put out a product on Saturday. So you got to balance. Do I want these kids to grow, or do I need to get this product right in 5 days? Because if I'm challenging my kids, the product ain't always going to be right. We've all seen that. That solo you play for a festival won't write that first week. But guess what? I got to put a show out here on Saturday. So what am I doing? I'm coming to the barroom. I'm saying you can't play that run unless Johnny one noted. You play every other note. You play every other note, and we got to run. As opposed to saying the standard is you play the run, son. So you got to find that balance as well, because administrations want a band out there on that field. They don't really care about who the best player in the world is. They don't care about who's sitting first at these conferences. They don't care about nothing. They don't know nothing about that. What they know is how many tubas you got out there in the field, big horns. Ooh, the band look big because you got 30 tubas. And how loud, fast, or high you can play. Those are the, I want loud, I want fast notes, or I want high, and I'm happy.
All right. Cool. Rick, have we set the bar too low?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but yes. This question is not about great people. This question is about preparedness when you go out into the market, in my opinion. But I don't think it starts at the university level. I think it starts at the secondary level. If I'm a university director and the only students I have to choose from is students that only know 4 to 12 major scales and didn't have, that band director that Steve had growing up, that's the people I have to choose from. It's a reason why these small bands exist, because all the talent goes to the big bands. So if I'm prime example, Elizabeth City, Juliet's one hell of a teacher. But in that area, if I'm a kid in Chesapeake, I'm going to Norfolk. I'm going to A&T, one of the big bands in the area, especially if I'm super talented. So you have a teacher like that who's an exceptional teacher who has to make magic out of I don't want to say nothing. I mean, obviously she has some talent because she's able to put a band on the field. But I guarantee you what it sounds like at the beginning of the week at her school is different than what it sounds like at one of the bigger schools.
You drink some water.
So I think that secondary schools have to do a better job of preparing students for the next level. That's the first part. The second part is once we get these great people and or these projects to the university level, it's okay to push people. And I think that's the part that we miss. But it's two parts. I always criticize teachers, but I know for a fact that there was a lot of people around us when we were in school that just weren't good enough to be there. And I think that's the problem, that we don't want to say that out loud. We want to build good people. We want to build good character at the expense of our band. I promise you, if you can't play them scales, you ain't going to UT. You can be a great person all you want, or I can want to build you, but if you can't do what I need you to do to be able to job, you're not going there. And I think that's that's the second part, is that teachers have to teach better, but students have to be willing to be a part of a rigorous program. If you're taking a music major's load, you're taking on average 20 credits a semester. And that 20 credits is 10 classes. I know because we did it almost every semester at Norfolk. So the average student who's taking 2 or 3 credits for 12, or 2 or 3 classes for 12 credits, we're taking 10 classes. And the rigor of that program, you either can keep up with it or you can't. And I think that that's a conversation that's not had enough. The reason why Black people of the past flourished is because they understood that the odds were against them and they had to be better in order to live up to those standards. I did a lot of research when I first started this doctorate program on early HBCU band programs. HBCUs exist because Black folks couldn't go nowhere else. So all the exceptional Black talent was at these universities. And there was a reason why back in those days, Norfolk was playing Lincolnshire Posey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard the comments about how Mr. Fears took the band to IMA and played Lincolnshire Posey. We wouldn't even glance at that music. A lot of people don't even know what that is at the HBCU band level. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem, is that we have to have a standard that is high as a college/university level group. If you're in a wind ensemble in college and you're playing anything by Robert W. Smith, then you should go up to your band director and say, why are we playing this? Why are we not playing music that is more challenging to put us at a level that we should be?